Hello from the Crystal Coast. This is Pastor Kevin, encouraging you to run with endurance the race that God has set before you. It's Tuesday, September the 19th. Have you ever had to deliver bad news that you knew wasn't going to be received well, or maybe you knew it was actually going to result in fractured relationships for you? If you have, then I think you understand how the prophet Jeremiah felt. In Jeremiah chapter 26, he writes that the priest and the prophets and all the people heard Jeremiah speaking these words in the house of the Lord. And when Jeremiah had finished speaking all that the Lord had commanded him to speak to all the people, then the priest and the prophets and all the people laid hold of him, saying, "You shall die. Why have you prophesied in the name of the Lord, saying, this house shall be like Shiloh, and this city shall be desolate without inhabitant?" So he delivered bad news. It wasn't received well. Later on in that chapter, you read, "Then Jeremiah spoke to all the officials and all the people, saying," so here's his response, "The Lord sent me to prophesy against this house and this city, all the words you have heard. Now therefore mend your ways and your deeds, and obey the voice of the Lord your God, and the Lord will relent of the disaster that he has pronounced against you. But as for me, behold, I am in your hands. Do with me as seems good and right to you." So here's the question that we need to answer. We read this and think about it. What can you do when people don't respond well? When you know they're not going to respond well to the bad news that you give them, what can you do? A couple things. First, how about make sure that your message, the message you're sharing, what you're saying to them, is actually consistent with God's word. You want to make sure that you say what God's word says. Don't say more than it says, and don't say less than it says. Jeremiah reminded them, "The Lord sent me." This is, I'm just sharing with you what he's told me to share with you. That's the first thing. Second, make sure you encourage them with a next step. In other words, let them know you're sharing bad news. Don't leave them to, stew in their bad news. Give them hope for the future. Jeremiah said, "Look, if you listen and you turn, the Lord will relent." So there's hope for the future. And then finally, make sure that you're actually resting personally in the purpose of God, God's plan for you. Jeremiah said, "Look, here's the deal. I'm doing what God's told me to do. I'm sharing with you what he's directed me to share with you, and I'm trusting in him. I'm depending upon him. And so whatever he decides for me, that I'm good with that." Make sure you're resting and depending upon his purposes. So here's the question of the day for us. When have you had to deliver bad news to people, and how was it received? I would love to hear from you if you've ever had that experience before. Let me pray for us today. Father, we look around us. It would be easy, Lord, to become so negative and because of all the brokenness that we see going on around us. It'd be easy for us to share difficult news in a way that's not helpful. And so, Lord, help us, give us the wisdom to say what you have said, not more than what you have said, and certainly not less than what you have said. And then help us to do it in a way that actually encourages people to turn to you, to trust in you. And that would be my prayer for us today. In Jesus' name, Amen. This coming Sunday is going to be it's going to be such a huge day, a great day. We're going to celebrate communion together in our worship gatherings, declaring that we still believe in Jesus and we're still following him. So that's going to be Sunday morning, and then Sunday evening we'll celebrate baptism at the Western Beach Access on Emerald Isle by the Islander Hotel. We'll gather there about 5 p.m. We'll have games. We've got a crew that's grilling some food that we'll enjoy together. And then around 6, we'll head on down to the beach and cheer on those who will be following Jesus in believers' baptism. To date, we've got over 20 people who will be taking this step to publicly declare their faith in Jesus, and so that's going to be huge. I could use about 6 to 8 guys if you are available to serve as wave breakers for baptism. If you can help, how about let me know, and we'll get you all lined up for that. Until then, let me encourage you, enjoy the journey that God has you on for his glory.